Hey guys, today I wanted to do a quick walk around of my 1997 Jeep Cherokee XJ two-door and go over the different upgrades and things that I've changed on it over the last 2 years. So here we go. I'll just do a quick little 360 for you guys and then get into it. So yeah, there you go. Start out with the headlights. They are Amazon special. Nothing much to say about them. Clear marker lights with LEDs in them. Continue to the back with more lights. We have clear taillights, LEDs again. Of course, black license plate because it's cool. Had to keep the top marker light because reflector laws and yada yada yada. Yeah, and then that's all my lighting right now. Haven't added anything to excess. Move on to wheels. Factory wheels. Got some 31 10.5 Cooper Discovery SST Pros wrapped around them. Those are some really nice tires. Love how they do. They're not great in the ice, but everywhere else they did great. They'll mud. They'll do anything you ask them to do. Have factory tow hooks here in the front. You can see them. Those are nice. I do have a factory tow hook for the rear that came off of a Limited. I just haven't put it on yet. Suspension wise, it's running a 3-inch 3.5-inch lift. Pulled it out of a junkyard for about $250. Made it super simple. I believe the company is Trailmaster, but I think they've also gone out of business since producing this lift. So basic XJ lift. Got springs with lower control arms. Super simple. Still running the factory upper control arms, and then leaf springs in the back, just like every other XJ. Super simple. For shocks, I'm running Bilstein 5100s. They're super nice. I actually am running the 4 to 6-inch lift ones to give me a little bit more suspension articulation, which comes in super handy with these JKS Sway Bar Disconnects. I love these. They work great for giving you that extra articulation. They do fight you a little bit right when you get them. They're a little bit of a pain to get on and off, but I've had them for probably about a year now, and I love them. They do great. They mount, you can see factory sway bar location down there, and then I actually drilled and tapped for my skid plate right there. You can see, and then they just attach right here, and they do super great. Poly bushings on the sway bar that also came off of Amazon because they're super easy. Then in the rear, one of the coolest modifications I have is actually a rear disc brake swap off of a 2013 Jeep Liberty. My rear axle, the Chrysler 8 1/4, was continued through multiple years afterwards, so it continued all the way up until 2013 and a little bit later, and gives you the ability to swap to disc brakes just by changing the backing plates, put some calipers on there, and then running soft lines to your basic hard lines. So bent up the factory hard lines. Haven't had time to make custom lines for it yet. They go straight up to that caliper. Same on this side. They work great. One thing you do have to change is the portioning valve in the distribution block underneath the car, or in the engine bay of the car, but that's super easy to do, and it's totally worth it. Upgrades your braking ability so much. I painted the front and rear diffs that fun bronze color. That's pretty cool. I think that's it on the exterior. Oh, the windows here are a super rare option for the Cherokees, the two-door Cherokees. They're the vent windows, which mine did not come with factory, so found those on Marketplace, swapped those in. Those are super cool, and then I've got just a dark chrome tint on them so that they reflect and look cool, you know. that's it for the outside. And then interior wise, we were super cool, of course, and did Apple CarPlay with the 5-speed in there, and then manual, of course. Also ended up finding a overhead console from a limited series, which is super cool. So it has all of its functionality. It works. The screen in here displays everything. Fully swapped LED interior lights, so gets super nice and bright in there. And then factory seats, factory everything else. Floor mats, obviously. That's about it. Super nice interior, super clean. Well done for having 300,000 miles on it. That's really it for the exterior or interior. And then last thing to go over is just some of the mods to the engine that we've done. So pop the hood here real quick and go through these guys. So under the hood, it has the classic 4 liter 6-cylinder. Pretty much basic. It's pretty stock overall. The cylinder head and the intake valve or intake manifold are port matched with the gasket, so I get a little bit better airflow. Stock throttle body, didn't feel like upgrading it. 4-port injectors because they're nice, got them off Amazon, they were real cheap. We're running an Optima battery in a Barnes 4-wheel drive box. It's super nice. Never had any troubles with that battery. We have the Big 7 cables upgrade with the fuse. They're super nice. Runs down to my alternator, down to the starter way back down there. Super nice. I'm getting consistently 4.2 volts, if not more, with everyday driving, everything like that. It runs great. Has great current output. Haven't had any trouble with my alternator or anything like that. Ignition wise, MSD ignition coil with MSD wires, upgraded distributor, nothing crazy, just a little bit nicer. It's got full Iridium NGK spark plugs underneath there, and those run super nice. Just recently redid all of the timing components in this, so it's got a new timing chain, new stuff like that. It's got a new radiator. Mine ended up not coming with the factory auxiliary fan, so we ended up getting that later in the, I got that probably a year ago. Found one, AutoZone still makes them apparently, so that's pretty cool. That proportioning valve I was talking about earlier sits right here in the engine block, or in the engine bay. Just comes off this block. You just take this out and swap the spring for one out of a ZJ of the same year, because they came with the rear disc brakes. And yeah, painted valve cover. It's just got that black crinkle high temp paint on it. Same matches this right here, just for fun. And yeah, I think that's about it for everything in this Jeep. Super nice. I love it. Goes everywhere I want it to go. Does everything I want it to do. For a solid time, I was making about a 400-mile trip every single weekend, and it did it no problem. I get really good consistent gas mileage, ranging from like 18 all the way up to 25, depending on how hard I'm pushing it. I haven't really done a 0 to 60 or anything like that timed, but she moves. With the upgrades on the engine, I wouldn't assume anything crazy for output, like horsepower wise, but probably a little bit more than stock, maybe 200 if we give it a lot of estimate. But she runs well. That's the one thing I forgot to mention. We do have a header on here. It's the Banks, can't really see it, just the Banks 6-into-1, so it actually collects very nicely, and it's a true scavenging header with equal length runners, so it gets out. Exhaust, past that, it's got a brand new cat because I had to pass emissions with Dynamax for the muffler. It's not super crazy loud, but it does the job, and it sounds real good when you give it some gas. Just out to a nice tip on the end there. And then, yeah, so I guess I'll start it up, see what it sounds like. But yeah, here we go. So, there you go. So, there you go. Pretty stock 4.0, so nothing crazy, but it doesn't sound half bad. No lifter tick. The engine sounds pretty healthy overall. I guess I can do a quick little rev just to match my previous video, of course. It doesn't sound bad. The idle back here, I don't know how well you can hear it on the actual camera, but it sounds pretty decent. Set this down real quick, just like there, and see how she sounds. I don't know how well you can see. I'll edit this. Do it like that. That works. Perfect. Oh, flipped upside down. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing. This is not great. Set that guy back up. I assume you can see the exhaust. Sounds pretty decent in my own. Yeah, there you go. There's my 1997 Jeep Cherokee XJ, and I love it. I did show the Apple CarPlay, but I got it working a little bit better. So there you go. I just got a cool picture of the Jeep on there. So yeah, there she is. She's